Good morning, everyone. Happy first Monday of the new year. I am so glad to start this new year off with you guys. And I wanted to start with a little tip. You probably am hearing a lot of people talking about planning in the new year. We always talk about New Year's resolutions and how do you put out your calendar and set your goals and those kinds of things. So I'm going to jump into that fray a little bit with just a few tips that I think will be really helpful no matter what your planning style is. First, start keeping a record of your accomplishments. If you haven't done this yet, start doing it. And the reason is when you get to the end of every sort of segment, when you want to review what you've done, it's really, really helpful to see what you've accomplished. I do this in a bullet journal. You can just do it on Evernote or Google Doc or whatever works for you. But every day I write down the things I've accomplished. And then at the end of the month, I take a page and I put down everything I've done for that month. And that's super helpful because it does tell me that I've done more than I thought I have. Always. I always am surprised at everything that I've gotten done. And then at the end of the year, I'm able to look at all my accomplishments and I'm able to see which things moved the needle the most. So you may have heard of the Pareto Principle, which is the 80-20 rule, which is 80% of your benefit will come from 20% of your effort. Now, in a lot of cases, that can be income, it can be money, but it can also be any sort of productivity thing. Whatever you want to accomplish, 80% of your results are going to come from 20% of your actions. But if you're not keeping track of that, you have no way of knowing which 20% do you need to optimize. So as I go into the new year, I take some time to review what I worked on last year, what worked, what didn't. So, okay, these are the things that didn't get me a good return on my time. Time is really our most precious commodity because we can't get more of it. So I don't want to spend my time on things that don't provide a good return for me. And so then what I'm going to do is get rid of those. And then which were the ones that really gave me the biggest bang for my buck? Well, I want to do more of those. So before I can even begin to plan my next year, I need to know what things do I want to put on the calendar. So keeping a record of your achievements is going to be the best way to know what things can you and should you focus on to move the needle in the direction you want to go, and what things do you need to stop doing because they're not really productive for you. So keep track of that. Along with that, I recommend using some sort of time tracking system. I use a toggle timer. There's a lot of them out there, but I just start the timer and I put in what am I doing, and then you can assign it to a project and some different things. But it's really fascinating to figure out how much time does it take to write a book? How much time do you spend on marketing? How much time do you spend playing around on Facebook? All these different things that you do throughout your day, it's very eye-opening. When you combine where you're spending your time with your record of accomplishments, you can really get a good sense of what activities are really the things that you should focus on. So that would be the thing I would really encourage you to do. The other thing is, instead of really looking at the whole year, which is overwhelming, think about a quarter at a time. I do rolling quarters. So for example, while I look at the whole year and have, vacation time and birthdays and holidays and all those big chunk things that are going to happen, you can put those big things in on your calendar. I really only focus on a quarter at a time. And while I have the other ones sort of roughed out, I really focus on what's going to happen in this quarter. It's too hard to figure out what's going to happen in December or September and put things in stone, and things can change. It's one thing we certainly learned last year is things change rather quickly. And so if you have these things set in stone and you don't have the ability to pivot and you've moved off course, could throw your whole plan off. So really start thinking in a quarter where you can have some flexibility and move and adjust as need be. I'm going to be talking more about how I plan out my whole year, the things I look at. I'll show you my actual calendar. I'll make another video for that, and I will be posting the link to that later today so you can see that. But this is just a little taste of that, and I look forward to sharing my system with you. So have a great new year.